Hi guys, welcome back to another chapter day series. I hope you guys are doing fine and staying alright. Today is the end of the week. We're getting into the weekend, 5-day week. We're getting into the weekend, and the month of July is really going by so quickly. 12 more days, and we'll finally be done with the month of July. So yeah, I've not been posting I've been posting daily, but my schedule has been really messed up because times are really just not the most pleasant. But nonetheless, I'm grateful for God for still keeping me alive and just being with me and all that I do. That's the least I could be thankful for. Yeah. So yeah. Previously, Joshua chapter 2, we talked about Rahab and the three spies and how Joshua sent three spies to Jericho to go see what's going on there. And the king realized that they were spies and sent out guards to pursue them. And now Rahab took the spies in and kept them on top of her roof and protected them from the guards. And she now even lied to the king and said she never knew who the spies were. But yeah, so that's what she did. And she asked the spies to protect her when the Israelites and Joshua come to destroy Jericho. That's the walls of Jericho, because Jericho was a cursed city. So yeah, that's basically what we read yesterday, Joshua chapter 2, and today we're reading Joshua chapter 3, and it is 17 verses, which is really, really short. I mean, the book of Joshua is the chapters are really short and it's really interesting. There's so many stories and commentary, and it's amazing, a dual mixture of both. So in today's chapter, we talked about how the Israelites have finally crossed the river of Jordan and how God is going to use Joshua like he used Moses. And so yeah, they finally crossed the river of Jordan. And when I was reading this chapter, I actually Googled the river of Jordan because it's still present till this day. And I saw it, I was like, wow, so the Israelites actually crossed this place. And there's a place called Gilgal. I'm trying to see if I'm pronouncing it right. Let me see 1 second. I'm trying to see the correct pronunciation, so I'll pronounce it right. So it is pronounced as 1 second. Okay, I'm trying to actually scroll through my laptop to see how they pronounce it. Gilgal. Okay, so it's called Gilgal. So Gilgal is the site where the Israelites camped as they were passing the river of Jordan. And if you actually, Google Gilgal, you see that that's where the Israelites camped. And it's just like a place that's dry land and there are no plants or anything. But there's something interesting I found out. I found out that in the Bible, God actually tells the Israelites that where you will camp your feet, it's not exactly in these words, but paraphrased, your sole of your feet will be placed there. And now if you look at each place the Israelites camp in the Old Testament, you would see that there's always like a shape of the sole of a feet. You know how your feet is shaped? Yeah, if you look at the ground of those places that the Israelites camped, there's always a sole foot shaped kind of thing. And yeah, Gilgal is actually going to be talked about in Joshua chapter 4, but I just thought, why don't I do kind of like a pre-intro thing about Gilgal? But yeah, it was interesting to read and actually find out that these places rather are still present till this day. So yeah, that was really interesting. A few verses that stood out to me were verse 1, which says, "And they came to all Jordan and lodged there before the passed over." So the Israelites lodged at a place near Gilgal. And the next verse is verse 5. "And Joshua said to the people, Sanctify yourself, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. For tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you." And this also leads to a memory verse for today, by the way. And verse 7 says, "And the Lord said to Joshua, This day I will begin to exalt you in the sight of Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with you." So yet again, God is going to use Joshua rather, like he did use Moses. And the last verse that stood out to me was verse 8, which says, hereby, no, that's not verse 8. Verse 10, my bad. Hereby you shall know that the living God is among you, and that he will without fail drive out before you the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Perizzites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Jebusites. So these are all the tribes that God is going to clear them out for the Israelites to pass through. So the Israelites are actually going to fight these tribes later on in the chapter. I've read where they were fighting. It's amazing. But yeah, so that's basically what this chapter had to say. Our memory verse for today is Hebrew chapter 12, verse 18. And I found this verse under reading sadness for the biblical theme. Yeah, I wouldn't say I was necessarily sad, but I just wanted to know more about sadness. What were the themes to help me in my times where I'm worryful and faithless? And I found this verse really stood out to me. So verse 12, chapter 8, and it says, Hebrew chapter 12, verse 8, and it says, if you are left, oh no, Hebrew chapter 5, Hebrew chapter 12, verse 5 to 8, and it says, and have you forgotten the exhortation which addresses you as sons? My son, don't regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, nor lose courage when you are punished by him. For the Lord disciplines him who he loves. He chastises every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? If you were left without discipline, in which all have participated, then you are an illegitimate child and not sons. So sincerely, this really helped me during this time where the punishments and things we go through, it's basically God just trying to discipline us. Don't lose courage when you're being punished or when you go through stuff or troubles, because remember, troubles are definite. And just trust in God. If you need to cry for a few minutes, you're human, cry, but just go to God. I really find Psalms 119 and Isaiah 44 to be really helpful when I'm just sad and faithless and worryful. Those really enrich me back, because Psalms is a cry of David and Isaiah is just an amazing chapter on its own. And yeah, God is taking you as his son, and he has to discipline you and guide you and protect you, but you shouldn't lose courage when you're being disciplined through tribulations of the world. No, rather, we should just try to be strong and lean on to God as much as the things may be overwhelming. It's part of life. There's nothing we can do. It's part of your story. Just lean on to God. Be strong. You may fall, but remember, you have to stand up again by God's grace, because it's part of life. So I hope you guys are doing fine, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.